Welcome to Series 2. This is where episode 1 kicks off. We've got a brand new theme tune for Chat with Chant. What do you think about that, Tomo?
Exciting.
That is recorded by a local well-known artist from the East Midlands under the name of James Woolen. You may have heard of him. We've also got Tim giving us some expert coaching advice throughout the series. We're going to be looking forward to some of Tim's sessions. Tomo, what are you looking forward to in Series 2?
I don't know.
And how are you getting on with your running?
Okay.
Okay, all right, so we're going to see you out of the run, but sit back. We're going to try and make these no longer than 15 minutes. We'll see how we get on with that, but sit back, enjoy the show. Ooh, episode 1, we weren't expecting this weather. It's caught us out, Tomo. We barely had a chance to get going. But we better just catch up first of all. Last time we spoke, there was a big streak going on. What's happened?
It's ended.
The streak's over?
Yep.
What brought...
Time.
Did you know it was time?
Yep.
How did you know?
Didn't want to run anymore. My legs didn't want to run anymore.
The body said...
Body said no.
It's a decidedly very hot afternoon. Not the best time to go running, but a great time and some best company here. I'm out with the men's captain, none other than Paul Lewis. I know with Paul we should have been off-road up and down some hills, so I've apologised to Paul that I brought him to something that's far too flat.
Well, yeah, we had occasionally do some flat running.
Okay, well really we should have been up and down the hills, or I should have been watching you go up and down the hills. But we're going to talk about your running career, we're going to talk about what you enjoyed and challenges that you've got still to do.
Oh.
Okay, right, let's bring it on. We found a hill. It's not Paul's traditional hill. We're going over the, what is it,
It's the main Derby to Nottingham train line, isn't it?
over the train track. So, Paul, tell us, how did you get into running and how long have you been doing it?
Well, in a few weeks' time, effectively,
That's good luck.
train line.
I would say that's good luck. I'm not sure it is, but...
So in a few weeks' time, I'll have been running for 5 years with any kind of focus on it.
So 5 years, that would suggest you've possibly come into it relatively late.
Yeah. Well, and therein lies the rub, I suppose. I'd said, because I'm full of bravado, as people have noticed probably, that I said for many years, oh yeah, I'll go and do a full marathon one day. And I got to like 45, and I'm thinking, you are nowhere nearer doing that than you were in your mid-30s. So, with 50 looming, you either get off your arse and do it now, or it doesn't happen, and you regret it later on.
So was that the kickstart that forced you out?
And then there were just like little hurdles came along, or little opportunities that were shown to me along the way, which I couldn't not grab. So, not long after that, I heard about parkrun, and this is where you're part of the story. And in fact, other people within Lurk who pretty much, with a few notable exceptions, made Long Eaton parkrun happen. I said, right, I'm going to sign up for parkrun, and then went and did parkrun.
So how long was it then before you started running, and then you found Lurk?
I think it must have been 2016. I think I first joined Lurk.
So
in the late spring of 2016, something like that.
So 4 years plus. So you did,
Yeah.
let's say 9 months on your own, and the rest we've been with the club.
Yeah.
And since then, you've gone from a very active club member, team player, to now getting the male captain, the men's captain.
I like it. I do like it. Mainly, it's a good opportunity to spend time with people that I love. That's been the best thing about joining the club. The running has been great too, but really, just making so many good friends. Oh, I love to race. God, I love to race. Yeah, I'm a poorly disguised 12-year-old wanting to do.
Whoa!
Yeah, let's not get right.
That could have been momentarily the end of Chat with Chant. A lot of races, and I just wanted to touch upon your love for fell running.
Oh yeah.
I see you as a a fell running ambassador for Long Eaton, often encouraging other people.
Often annoying people who would know want nothing to do with it too.
No, I think your encouragement is a great thing. So what is it about the fells that you like?
Well, I've always loved the fells even before I was a runner. I spend long days, particularly like anyone who knows me on Facebook knows I like to take a photo as well. So I used to do a lot of that walking and climbing to a degree as well. I haven't done any climbing in a long time.
So can you reassure people who perhaps don't have your experience on the fells, actually it's not dangerous and it's a great thing to do?
I think you've got to be cognizant of the risks. It is more risky than running, you know, even just generally off-road. Right?
To be fair though, Paul, we almost got run over by a car.
We did.
So
yeah,
there's risks everywhere.
correct. And yeah, but it does force you to look where you put your feet. As simple as that, basically.
Now, I wouldn't want to pigeonhole you as just a fell runner.
No, definitely not. If there's anything, what I really love is the variety of doing a bit of everything. That keeps it fresh for me. Yeah, and racing gives you more opportunity, so exercising your competitive spirit, if you've got a bit of that, and I think most people have.
Hi everyone, Tim Caldwell here, Coach Tim, for first episode of season 2 with Chat with Chant. And in today's section I just wanted to talk to you about a session that hopefully you'll enjoy, really boost and encourage leg turnover and helping you to train your body to run fast even when you're tired. I like to call it fours. So hopefully fairly straightforward to remember. After a really good warm-up of maybe 1 to 2 miles, making sure you do some running drills and dynamic stretches, we're going to run 4 lots of 90 seconds. And after each of those 90-second efforts, you're going to have 45 seconds rest. After you've done 4 of those, we'll then do 4 lots of 60 seconds hard efforts with 30 seconds rests. And then finally 4 lots of 30-second efforts with 15 seconds rest after each one. Okay, that will really be a tough session, but really it's only 12 minutes of effort, 12 minutes of running. It really help with your leg turnover and promoting your body's ability to keep running fast even when you're tired. So give that session a go, let us all know what you think.
Hey, some great views here tonight, look at this.
I love this here, just something about just running through these fields of corn.
Yeah, beautiful.
When the path goes straight through, I just love it. Particularly as they mellow and become golden.
They do look great.
The light at this time of the day as well.
Well, you are, in my mind, famed for obscure running times, but you tell me you're trying to kick that habit.
Well, trying probably, yeah, and no doubt from time to time failing too.
So tell me, I know that you've got some great desires, plans. Let's talk about the Bob Graham, because I don't know if everyone knows about the Bob Graham, but if you could explain what it is and why you want to do it.
Well, you just brought me out in goosebumps just saying the words. So I've always loved the Lake District, and over the last few years, as we've been discussing, I've grown to love running. And yeah, I became aware of this thing called the Bob Graham Round, and mainly I went to with a bunch of lurkers to Hathersage for a night fell race, and the first year that was there, we went out with our head torches and we ran up and down Stanage. It was brilliant, and they'd organised food after afters. We had curry, and they had a speaker there, and a lady by the name of Nikki Spinks. And
now, if you don't know Nikki Spinks, you want to check her out, because
definitely do.
she's quite an accomplished runner, and with a great backstory.
Yeah, absolutely. What she achieved, you know, on its own right, is amazingly impressive. She still holds the fastest time for a double Bob Graham round. Yeah, so for those who don't know the Bob Graham, it's 42 specific Lake District fells, and you climb them all from the moot hall in the centre of Keswick, and you have 24 hours to get them all in and get back to the moot hall again. It's about 65 to 70 miles depending on your route choice and how good your nav is, and it's about 27,000 feet of climbing. So yeah, it's pretty full on.
So this is something now that curiosity's got the better of you. You've committed, and it, in theory, it was on the cards for this year.
It was, and then COVID-19 happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, unable to spend the time in the lakes, unfortunately. Obviously it needs a lot of reconnaissance and training. I mean, training we can do in the peaks to some degree, and yeah, you just don't get the sustained descent around here. We can go to Bramcote Hills and do lots of climbing, and we can go to the gym and stair climbers and stuff. It's not quite the same. The idea will be, yeah, next year. Yeah, if anybody fancies coming and supporting in some way, probably around about the longest day in 2021, so late June maybe.
So
yeah,
so pencil it in. Paul is looking for some help, and whether that be, that's not just a case of running, it might be meeting at a checkpoint with food, it might just be for some motivation. I think, is there an open invitation there?
Definitely. And yes, it might well be, even if you can't make it for the weekend itself, you know, lots of training needed as well.
I'll come and run a leg with you.
Come and run a leg with me?
Yeah, you wouldn't want me
Very high.
Well, we found a hill. It's like being in the Lake District for me. It's not really like that for Paul.
The nearest hill to my house.
We're up. As ever, when you're out with Chat with Chant, 3 questions that we want to know.
I've only spent about 8 hours muddling over, you know.
Well, let's think the easy one. I say easy, what's been your favourite race to date?
Well, it's funny because I was trying to think of how to evaluate this, because you could go for just the nicest course, you could go for the ones that I performed really well at, you could go for just the ones that had nice weather.
Yep, all perfectly acceptable criteria.
And you know what? The ones that just felt the best in terms of the overall feel of it. And you know what? Lots of fell races could have won, but actually our own Nomad 50 miler that day was just absolutely brilliant.
Of course,
loved it.
You're an ultra runner as well, aren't you?
Well, skin of my teeth, Nomad a couple of times, a couple of Thunder runs, do they count?
Yes, they all count. So we'll take the Nomad, deservedly so, as well as her favourite run. Okay, another one possibly quite difficult for you. If you was going to go out and run your favourite distance, what distance do you like to go and run?
So, actually, the way I thought about this one is, actually it's a bit more of a, like if you like, the kind of event, right, which has comes with a kind of nominal distance. But this time of year, in the Peak District, I think in the lakes too, although I haven't had a chance to partake yet, they have evening fell races. And you start at, I don't know, 6:30 or something or other, and you go run somewhere between 5 and 7 miles. And it's all over with in, I don't know, an hour-ish, I suppose, something like that.
Yep.
And you get all the camaraderie of the fells, and you get beers and a good chat afterwards, and you get to travel and do the whole road trip thing with your lurk mates. That's kind of my ideal distance.
Well, between 5 and 7 and social.
Yeah, although I am trying.
Okay, I think that's a great distance. And the third question. Now, if you was to choose to run anywhere in the world, where would you want to run?
I should probably say the lakes, but I'm not yet done enough running up there. And the other thing is, the climbing's that sustained that actually a lot of it isn't running.
Okay.
And so, for now, I'll take the Peak District, because a lot of it is much more runnable than the lakes.
And you'll know the Peak District pretty well.
Yeah. So, yeah, if I was to pick anywhere in particular, I'd take the Burbage Valley. Some fantastic fell races around there. Burbage Skyline, Tigger Tour, the Longshore Sheepdog Trials fell race.
Oh, okay.
It's just a lovely part of the world.
So the Burbage Trail is where we can find you outrunning in your dreams.
Yeah, heading up and down Higgator is just about perfection for me.
Okay, well, look, I've got to bring you back from the Burbage Trail, and we're back towards the Eastern Long Eaton border.
And look at this field,
It's beautiful.
oh good.
Well, Paul, let me tell you, men's captain, it's been a blast going out here in your story. I so want to enjoy the Bob Graham story with you, and I believe you're going to smash it. So, look,
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
yeah, deservedly so.
I feel privileged and honoured to be invited on to CWC.
Well, fully justified. I think keep up the good work on men's captain. Keep pushing the club forwards, and on behalf of CWC, thank you very much.
Thanks for the invitation.
Oh, Tomo, we were caught out there a bit, weren't we?
We were.
We got a torrential downpour.
Yeah.
And how do you feel running in the rain?
It's not the run I had planned.
No. But we're out here doing it, aren't we?
Yeah.
And that gives me an opportunity to bring you up to date with a little bit of news. So many months ago, I entered the Boston Marathon. Boston in Lincolnshire. I think it was planned for March time. Obviously cancelled with COVID, or not cancelled, postponed. And now, I always thought it was going to be postponed again, but I have to tell you, it's on September the 13th, which I think gives me 4 weeks training time. So I'm at the moment, I'm still planning on doing the marathon, but there's only 4 weeks of training, so I'm not sure how we're going to do. But I'm hoping to put that training to good use, because I've entered another marathon, the Tissington Trail Marathon in mid-November, about 12 or 13 weeks away. And so hopefully, as my training progresses, we can feature an update in each episode. But for the first 4 weeks, we're going to focus on seeing what we can do with Boston and trying to squeeze a few long runs in, because I haven't done any of those, and really, if you're going to run a marathon, you need to. Well, it wasn't quite the run we set out to do, was it, Tomo?
Yeah.
So how wet did we get?
It's wet through.
We got soaked. Look, and now there's some blue sky up there. We didn't have that out on the run, but we've been out, we've enjoyed it. So guys, listen, enjoy the rest of series 2 as it comes along. We'll keep you up to date with our progress, but most importantly, stay safe out there.